Part 310. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3091. Fang Fan couldn't help but think of infinite possibilities. He has prepared the worst plot. If these Black God Guards really do something, then he will act first, kill this black man first, and then hide in the Shushan Pavilion world. Of course, this is the last resort after all. Fang Fan thought about this in his heart, and his hands couldn't help but become stronger. Immediately, a deeper wound was gradually left on that Haofu's neck. The gurgling blood began to fall crazily along his neck. Brother Fang Fan, hold on, this hand, don't move. This guy is after all, he is still the direct blood of the Master of the Dark Academy, so it's okay if he doesn't die, but if he really dies, things will be serious. Brother Fang Fan, don't talk about your own future. Zhou Qiuyeo instantly saw Fang Fan's movements from the side, and at this moment, his heart was already in his throat. While talking at this moment, the black lines on his forehead grew more and more. There is always something in my heart that I want to complain about, but at this moment, I have become speechless. All in all, it's true. This time, my brain is about to split open. Forehead. It's just shaking hands, it's nothing. Fang Fan shrugged with a calm face. Brother Fang Fan is indeed a man of temperament. Exciting. Really exciting. Ever since I stayed with Brother Fang Fan, I don't seem to have been angry. Cool. Kish's eyes lit up, and then he nodded in agreement and said, with a smile on his face beyond words. Yes, I haven't been angry. But I'm constantly frightened. Brother Fang Fan, is there really nothing that scares you? Zhou Qiuyeo gave a wry smile. Between people, the ideas are so big. Fang Fan really has nothing to say. What else can I say now? Whether he is afraid or not is not up to him. Where is this going? When you have been in contact with Fang Fan for a long time, you will know that this guy's madness does not stop here. He, if you really go crazy, you will dare to obliterate the true God's consciousness. This guy is born to be a freak. Anyway, just take it easy. Bai Biao twitched her lips, and then followed up with a full-fledged complaint. While talking at this moment, the light in the eyes can't help but increase, and the sound of breathing can't help but become extremely rapid. At this moment, the whole person also became smug. At first, Bai Biao might still feel worried about Fang Fan's behavior. But the more times you do it, the more immune you will become. He Falang, the leader of the fourth-year representative team of the Dark Academy who was held hostage, was speechless at this moment. I'm so. Can you respect me a little bit? Are all my 10 Black God Guards here? There are also 2 Saint Venerable Realms, you didn't see it or what happened? You guys are talking and laughing so much that I almost doubt my life. Since when did the Black Divine Guard of my dark school become so useless? Now things are getting to a stalemate. Those Black Divine Guards didn't dare to do anything for a while because they were concerned about Haofu's life. And Fang Fan is relatively safe for the time being because he has held this black man hostage. Seeing that everyone is attracted by the scene here, no one pays attention to any auction. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3092. To be honest, I have gradually forgotten my original intention. You let him go first, I promise, they won't do anything to you. Shang Wenchen, the captain of the first-year representative team of the Dark Academy, finally showed up. If the source of this matter can be traced, it is actually closely related to her. If she hadn't wanted to use Fang Fan as a shield in the beginning, it wouldn't have made He unable to kill Fang Fan. It's not going to turn out like this in the end. After all, it is still small. You promise? How many star cores is your guarantee worth? Fang Fan smiled indifferently, looking very calm. After all, they are all newcomers, so they can't be so stupid, right? Such a little thing, really can't see it at all? In fact, in the final analysis, it's not that I can't see it, but that I don't want to see it at all. The thing is such a thing, the situation is such a situation, that's all, it's better to be calm. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Hurry up. Hurry up. Who is messing around here? This is the territory of our Yuanji Academy. Who dares to change it? There were endless roars, and the guards from Yuanji Academy arrived late. It's also possible that they came earlier, but seeing that the two sides in the dispute were the Bright Academy and the Dark Academy, they didn't rush out to stop them immediately. I even thought about watching the show again. It is normal to have these thoughts and even small movements. Seeing the guards from the Yuanji Academy coming, Heifu from that Dark Academy immediately regained his spirits. Quick, come here, he's holding me. He's threatening me. He's going to kill me. Yes. It's him. Catch him. Grab Fang Fan. He couldn't immediately start yelling crazily, his eyes revealed a look of madness, and his whole body trembled as he spoke. Seeing the guards of Yuanji Academy at this moment is like seeing a rescuer. It turned out to be a brother from the Dark Academy. Come here. Detain all these perpetrators. I want to see who dares to make trouble here. Gao Jin, captain of the guard team of Yuanji Academy, said decisively. He is not a fool, and he knows exactly what happened just now. But he is also very aware of the bad attitude of Su Qin, the deputy head of their Yuanji Academy, towards Guangming Academy. Although it is said that Yuanji Academy has always maintained neutrality, how can there be absolute neutrality? Now the Yuanji Academy has become somewhat biased towards the Dark Academy. For the guard captain Gao Jin, he would definitely win the favor of the deputy palace master by doing so. In this way, it is enough. As for the others, he didn't think so at all. After hearing what the captain of the guard said, he couldn't immediately show excitement on his face, and at the same time, there was a sense of gloating in his eyes. If you haven't investigated anything clearly, you will take people from my Guangming Academy. Who gave you the guts? Is that what Su Qin taught you? In the distance, a generous figure walked over, and Tai Shija walked over with a domineering expression. Regarding tonight's auction, he didn't intend to participate at first, but he learned that his precious apprentice started fighting with people from the Dark Academy at the entrance of the auction, and even dispatched the Black God Guard from the Dark Academy. In this case, can it be tolerated? Nature can only gather in an instant. Who are you? It's not up to you to dictate the affairs of our Yuanji Academy. Get out. Otherwise, I'll catch you too. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3093. Gao Jin, the captain of the guard team of Yuanji Academy, suddenly showed a defiant posture, and the facial expression changed very real at this moment. This guy is really a little blind now. I really don't know how much I weigh. What's the matter with me? I still don't have a clue in my heart. Snapped. A loud slap sounded. Tai Shiji slapped him with a big mouth. Gao Jin, the captain of the guard team of Yuanji Academy, felt dizzy for a while. At this moment, his lips were trembling, and the black lines on his forehead were gathering in all directions, and his whole body had already become unsteady. As the captain of the guard team of Yuanji Academy, he was actually slapped in the face. Doesn't this seem absurd? You don't hit people in the face. Slap in the face hurts self-esteem. This matter, Didn't I figure it out properly? Asshole. The eyes of Gao Jin, the captain of the guard team of Yuanqi Academy, instantly turned blood red, and he was about to pounce on him. At the same time, his complexion gradually became extremely ugly. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling is invisibly followed by an all-round accumulation. It's so humming frustrating. Can this be tolerated? But before he could make a move, a few figures flew over from a distance. Brother 2. Let's do it on the side of my Yuanqi Academy, hee, it's too late, isn't it? The person who came was Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanqi Academy, and his expression was quite ugly at the moment. In addition, Wang Gu, the deputy head of the dark school, also walked over in great strides. The forces of the three parties gather here, but there is quite an aura of tension. It's about to do it right away. Among them, the Yuanqi Academy and the Dark Academy are supported by the deputy masters of the demigod realm. As for the Guangming Academy, there is only a high-ranking holy uncle. As for Shui Wanren, the deputy head of Guangming Academy, he is not here for the time being. However, under the current Chu situation, Grand Uncle Ji is not afraid at all, and his face is full of calm at this moment. It seems that everything has already been eaten. How? Vice Palace Master Su Qin is trying to trouble me. I'm also a guest of Yuanqi Academy. This guy wants to arrest me indiscriminately. I didn't kill him, which is enough to give you Yuanqi Academy face. If it wasn't for the face of Deputy Palace Master Su Qin, would he still be alive? Tai Shiji waved his hand, his face full of fear. The imitation seems to be saying, keep doing it. I don't panic at all. If you really want to do it, then forget it, I'm afraid of a hammer. Besides, in this kind of righteous situation, if there is anything to be false, just say what you have to say. Snored. Yu Guangming Academy is getting more and more courageous now. Even the blood descendants of the master of our Dark Academy dare to hold him hostage. And those on the ground are all the corpses of elite students from my dark school. How dare you attack them? Yu Guangming Academy, do you want to fight here? My Dark Academy will accompany you to the end. Wang Gu, the deputy head of the Dark Academy, snorted coldly, and the aura around him was instantly revealed. Are you willing to say that? It's just a dispute between the junior students. Your dark school shamelessly called the Black God Guard first, and now you dare to speak nonsense here. Do you think our Guangming Academy is easy to bully? As for those cultivators from the Dark Academy who died, their skills are not as good as others, and they will die if they die. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3094. Tai Shiji waved his hand, not taking it seriously at all. While talking at this moment, the sneer on his face gradually increased, and the brilliance in his eyes also gathered in an all-round way. With such an attitude, it is natural to crush all dissatisfaction. After a little investigation, things will actually become very clear. The surrounding people who eat melons are the best witnesses. I can testify that it is indeed the black man from the dark school who can't find fault first. Hey, the young one can't beat it, so I called the old one out. This trick is too real. The majestic dark school is just, that's all there is to it. Tisk 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 tisk, I can see it through, is that the case? Interesting, really interesting. Look carefully, the next picture is more comical. If you can't afford the dark school, then don't play it, you are good and love to play. Hey. Who's to say it's not? In fact, what I hate the most is this kind of person, the good for nothing is at home. I'm convinced, I'm completely convinced in this wave. Hee, isn't that the case? The rest, who would have thought of it? It's good to be stable in your mentality. Of course, there is no need to say more about the rest. Speaking of which, This is on the territory of the Yuanji Academy. Why is there no attitude at the Yuanji Academy? Is this normal? Yuanji Academy is not colluding with the Dark Academy, is it? The chattering voices gathered in an all-round way. The changes in facial expressions of everyone are very real, and the words are full of gestures. While eating melons, the melon-eating crowd immediately expressed their opinions. In an instant, the Dark Academy became a rat that everyone shouted at. Now that each other's eyes are focused here, the expressions on their faces have changed very clearly. Even Yuanji Academy more or less started to eat melons. Okay. The auction is about to start, let's talk about this later. After all, this is on the territory of Yuanji Academy. If you have any conflicts, let's talk about it after you get out of Yuanji Academy. In Yuanji Academy, I also hope that you can abide by the rules of my Yuanji Academy. Su Qin, deputy head of Yuanji Academy, gritted his teeth, and said with a dark face. At this moment, this emotion will naturally be fully expressed. If the entanglement continues, I am afraid that the face of Yuanji Academy will be lost. Not to mention that this is still within the Yuanji Academy, and this auction was also held on the basis of the Yuanji Academy, and those chambers of commerce gave Yuanji Academy a lot of sponsorship. If the auction is messed up, those chambers of commerce will definitely be dissatisfied, and the god of wealth will be offended by then, and Yuanji Academy will have a hard time in the future. Although from the perspective of Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, he wanted to target the Guangming Academy, but under the complicated situation, in fact, he could only choose an all-round compromise. At this moment, if you don't compromise, what can you do? Is it possible that they really want to follow the full entanglement? Isn't this effing death? Brother Tai, I also hope that you will let your beloved disciple release the students from the Dark Academy. With me here as a guarantee, you won't have any worries, will you? Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, took a deep breath, then gritted his teeth and said. In order to deal with the current situation as soon as possible, there is nothing wrong with keeping a low voice. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3095. Uncle G nodded silently. As long as his fundamental interests were not involved, the problem would not be a big deal. With the instruction of his Uncle G, Fang Fan calmly pushed this black man to the front. According to the normal rhythm, it is tending to be peaceful. Deputy Palace Master. Wang Deputy Palace Master. Kill. Kill him. Can't forgive that bastard. Punish. Kill that Fang Fan directly. Master Deputy Palace Master. If this bastard is not eliminated, something big will definitely happen. Master Deputy Palace Master. This Fang Fan killed dozens of elite students of our Guangming Academy. He even chopped off my arm. Vice Palace Master. The roars continued one after another, and He couldn't keep his eyes open, and the whole person fell into a state of madness. While talking, the body is also trembling all over the body, and the killing intent in the eyes is fully gathering, the whole person is already on the verge of madness. At this moment, he could no longer feel other existences, he just wanted revenge. He must choose revenge. Only in this way can I get a little peace of mind in my heart. He is the proud son of the Dark Academy. It is the direct bloodline of the Master of the Dark Academy. He is the successor of the powerful demigod bloodline. He is also the first genius of the Dark Academy. All these honors are gathered on him alone, making him proud. So in many things, you can't just say that you don't care casually. The bottom line that should be persisted must be persisted. Here's the bottom line. No way, calm down. This matter is because you are too impulsive. And, this is on the territory of Yuanji Academy, you let you do it at will. Rein in your temper. Wanggu, deputy head of the Dark Academy, frowned, and then said with a foul breath. Wang-gu naturally knew a lot about Heifu. The cultivation talent is indeed good, and the family background has never been bad. But maybe it's because the background is so good, so there is no pressure on the road of growth, so gradually, he has become such a perverse and unruly look. I can't wait for everyone to kneel down and beg for surrender. Young Tianxiao sometimes just can't control his mood. Vice Palace Master, what do you mean? You let me bear it? My hand, is it broken in vain? These brothers from the Dark Academy, died in vain. When did you become so weak? My dark school is full of bloody men. If my ancestors were here, it would never be like this. He couldn't help but widen his eyes, and then his tone couldn't help but began to increase. At this time, in fact, this mentality seems a little swaying. At least in this attitude has been very tough. With this attitude in front of Wang-gu, the deputy head of the dark school, I have to say that this black man is really arrogant. Shut up. You passed. Wang-gu, the deputy head of the Dark Academy, frowned, and his face gradually changed at the moment, and then he scolded, trying to make this black man calm down a little. He thought that after he showed such a cold attitude, this black man would not always know how to restrain himself. But obviously, the vice master of the Dark Academy obviously underestimated the young man's arrogance. Wang-gu. It's you who should shut up. If you weren't the deputy palace master, do you think this young master would take care of you? Such a weak person is not qualified to be the deputy master of my Dark Academy. Mentors of the Dark Academy. The most humiliating moment for the Dark Academy has arrived. Let us unite together. Let's fight with the bastards of the Bright Academy. Wang-gu is cowardly. I can't help but never back down. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3096. What this guy said was justified, as if he was that kind of person with great style. At least at the moment, it seems that it is indeed the case. Taking a quick glance at this moment, I inexplicably felt a sense of absurdity. Wang-gu, the deputy master of the Dark Academy, immediately sank. Isn't this slapping him in the face? Anyway, he is also the deputy head of the Dark Academy. He has already said that this matter is temporarily suspended. Why is he still entangled here? What is involved in this? Is there really no point in my heart? Do you have to continue to do things here? Black can't. This deputy palace master orders you to stop your crazy behavior. Wang-gu, deputy head of the Dark Academy, took a deep breath, and it took a long time to suppress the resentment deep in his heart. At this moment, thinking secretly in my heart, the gesture of gnashing my teeth became more and more real. It's been that way from start to finish. Stop. Ha. Ha ha. Joke. It's fine for you to be weak and deceitful, but you still dare to stop our actions. We are all hot-blooded men from the Dark Academy. It's different from a bastard like you who is greedy for life and afraid of death. It's very different. No matter what, we will never give in. Brothers of the Dark Academy. Follow me to kill. Black God Guards. Gather all round. Kill this Fang Fan. He couldn't scurry up and down, and seemed very restless. Wang-gu, deputy head of the Dark Academy, finally gritted his teeth and stood beside him. Even if the resentment in my heart has reached the extreme at this moment, but at this moment, I can only suppress it silently. The aggrieved feeling deep in his heart is very real, but he also has to worry about the image of the Dark School, and even Haofu's identity. If there is a big fight here, it will lose the face of the Dark Academy. In addition, this He couldn't be the direct descendant of the palace master after all. The palace master has high hopes for this guy, and even wants to train him to be the palace master's successor. Only in this way can Wang Gu endure until now. In Wang Gu's view, his forbearance may be able to make this black man calm down. But obviously, Wang Gu, the deputy head of the dark school, still overestimated his position in Haofu's heart. Step aside. Old dog Wang. Master Ben told you to get out of the way. Wang, old dog. You don't dare to cause trouble yourself. Don't block me, you can't get back the face of the Dark Academy. He couldn't say a word, and the whole audience trembled. At this moment, his eyes widened, and his breathing suddenly became extremely rapid. Immediately afterwards, he shrank his neck, and his mind was also churning. Collapsed. Blood collapse. Snapped. A loud slap sounded, and Wang Gu, the deputy head of the dark school, couldn't hold back after all. Gritting his teeth at this moment, he slapped him with a big mouth, showing his unruly posture to the fullest. As for the rest, naturally needless to say. He who was beaten couldn't naturally feel particularly angry. He felt that what he was doing was the supreme justice. How could this be so? How could you be so domineering and arrogant in front of him? This is too arrogant. What are you doing? Why did you hit me? My ancestor is the palace master. I snapped. Before this He couldn't finish speaking, Wang Gu, the deputy head of the dark school, slapped his mouth again. This is how it should be dealt with. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3097. To put it bluntly, it has no effect, it will only make him feel your infinite weakness. At this moment, I can't say anything extra, and everything is completely silent. This idea seems to be very real. After thinking about this, I gradually became smug. I am fully responsible for the things here. If you don't follow the rules I set and insist on resisting, I can kill you on the spot. Don't challenge my bottom line. Even if the palace master is here, it's the same. Wang Gu's indifferent voice came from the deputy head of the dark school, and then the fierce light in his eyes was revealed, which directly shocked that black man. This black can't seem to be quite arrogant, but in fact it's just like that in essence. After all, there is no escape from a person who is greedy for life and afraid of death. After being scolded at this moment, he couldn't say a word, he could only roll his eyes, and the corners of his mouth trembled all over. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this feeling is invisibly manifested vividly. Gradually, it became real. This farce is finally over. Fang Fan shrugged and stepped directly into the auction site. As for that black man, he gritted his teeth and glared at Fang Fan fiercely, as if he wanted to devour Fang Fan directly. Tai Shuja dealt with the matter here, and left directly. He didn't like this kind of occasion very much. After Tai Shuji left, a meticulously dressed young man in white suddenly walked over not far away. In the future, don't offend the practitioners of the Dark Academy casually. Don't act recklessly just because you have a little talent. You're going to embarrass us. Humph. Think about it yourself. Since you are a student of Guangming Academy, you should consider the overall situation of Guangming Academy. Do you know who you offended just now? It's the fourth-year representative team leader of the Dark Academy, He Falang. Do you know how much impact you have had on our bright academy after you completely offended him? Do you know that we are currently in a friendly match? If you are targeted by the Dark School at this time, do you know how bad the impact will be? Bright Academy was destroyed by bastards like you. I don't know which instructor can teach such a stupid student. The young man in white reprimanded him, and the more he talked, the more excited he became, and the more he talked, the more he felt noble and great. Fang Fan. Where did you come from so stupid? Fang Fan directly asked a wave of questions, which had already expressed his attitude. You dare to talk to me like that? Respect, sir, don't you know? Do you not understand your attitude towards your senior and senior brother? You are playing with fire. The young man in white suddenly looked furious. Brother Fang Fan, this is senior brother Lu Feng, an official member of our Guangming Academy's fourth-year representative team. A cultivator in the first stage of the 7-star sanctuary. Zhuo Qiuyao quickly came over, and then followed Fang Fan's ear. Fang Fan. What a big deal. I thought what was going on. At this moment, the sense of stupidity has increased a lot invisibly. So. He's still stupid. There is no one who has cerebral palsy for thousands of years and cannot say such words. Fang Fan shrugged, then glanced at Lu Feng indifferently. Since he is already a fourth-year student of Guangming Academy, he has spent a lot of time in Guangming Academy, but his brain is still not very sharp. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3098. You say I have cerebral palsy. Asshole. You actually talk to your senior brother like that. Are you going against the sky? Go. Go and apologize to the Hay of the Dark Academy. You are causing trouble for our Guangming Academy. Only if he agrees to forgive you, the Dark Academy will not deliberately target our Bright Academy. Thinking about the big picture. Lu Feng continued to chatter nonsense. Fang Fan is really tired of talking nonsense. This guy actually wanted Fang Fan to apologize. How did this brain grow? Stupidity is not a star and a half. Make yourself look like a coward. The key is that this guy still looks righteous and aggressive. As if he was about to jump in front of Fang Fan. Fang Fan's cold eyes swept over directly. Roll. Stay out of the way. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and a voice of indifference emerged, and then he felt a little funny for no reason. Stupid is stupid. Can't you change the situation a little bit? You. Lu Feng's eyes widened, and he looked unhappy. He seemed to want to come over and fix Fang Fan. Luo Hu, the leader of the Blood Shura Legion, stood aside holding the Shura saber, with a slight smile on his face, staring at Lu Feng just now. Gudong. Lu Feng shrank his neck subconsciously, and then took 2 steps back. The image of Luo Hu cutting off Heifu's arm just now seems to be still emerging in front of his eyes. Lu Feng thought that he was not the opponent of Heifu, so if he really went up and clamored, he would most likely be humiliating himself. Originally, he wanted to pretend to be a fourth-year heavenly student, but he didn't expect to lose face in front of Fang Fan, a first-year yellow student. This bastard, how could he show any respect for his teacher? This obviously didn't take him seriously. Lu Feng's face was black and gloomy like water. But at this moment, he didn't dare to block the road, and walked to the side in a desperate manner, not daring to make a sound. Brother Fang Fan, after all, this Lu Feng is a fourth-year sky-level student, and he is also the best among them. He is the arrogance of the 7-star initial stage of the Holy Realm. It's not good to treat like this. It's easy to hide a sharp spear, but it's hard to defend against a hidden arrow. In case this guy has any bad thoughts about Brother Fang Fan. Zhuo Qiuyao raised his eyebrows, thinking too much. Brother Zhuo Qiu, you are not the same as when I first met. I remember at the beginning, you looked fearless. At that time, it seemed that when they were targeting Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, they always looked domineering. Why are you starting to be timid at this time? Fang Fan glanced at Zhuo Qiuyao, and then expressed his doubts. Zhuo Qiuyao at this moment is indeed somewhat different from before. The brave and desperate Zhuo Qiuyao seemed to disappear in an instant. Everything is the most unique look. Isn't this different? No matter how strong that Chu Ceci is, she is only in the 6-star sanctuary realm. I have already been promoted to the 6-star sanctuary realm, and the gap is not too big. But that Lu Feng, ever since I entered the academy, I have often heard his name. This is a very famous Tianjiao of Guangming Academy. Zhuo Qiuyao exhaled a foul breath, and then explained to the side. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3099. Hearing what Zhuo Qiuyao meant, it was obvious that he was a little timid. At least there will be some thoughts like this in my heart. Fang Fan can understand it. After all, the established impression at the beginning is still difficult to get rid of. Brother Zhuo Qiu, you are completely unfounded. Behind us, there is also a backer. Fang Fan is the son-in-law of Shui Wanren's deputy palace master. Tell me, with this relationship, are you still afraid of a hammer? Just put your heart in your stomach now, and you won't be afraid at all. Let's not talk about Vice Palace Master Shui Wanren, even if it's my master Uncle Ji. Do these people dare to offend? My master, Fang Fan, doesn't know how much he loves you. He often gives Fang Fan his wealth. By the way, last time I gave 100,000 high-grade star cores. These things are there, and you have to panic with a hammer. Anyway, just have something in mind. Bai Piao stared wide-eyed, while talking, then said with emotion from the side. Needless to say the rest, this time I can't help feeling more. Thinking about this, the whole person also became smug. Listening to Bai Piao's chatter here, everyone stepped into the auction site. This auction is jointly held by Tianlan Chamber of Commerce, Swag Chamber of Commerce, and Wuying Chamber of Commerce. These three major chambers of commerce have a lot of prestige in this big world. Basically, they can be ranked among the top 5. Although the armed forces of these chambers of commerce may not be as strong as the 3 universities, or even the Temple of Darkness and the Temple of the Alliance of Light, they are not easy to provoke. The Chamber of Commerce has enough star cores, so naturally it can recruit enough powerful practitioners to work for it. In any case, we must follow the comprehensive vigilance, and we must not slack off in the slightest. Even if it's the 3 universities, it's all about giving face to these big chambers of commerce. Gisha obviously knew the situation here very well. While talking at the moment, he nodded quickly and said. Everyone nodded their heads, expressing their understanding. At this time, it is enough to stabilize in all directions. As for other things, there is no need to say anything. This must be Your Excellency Fang Fan. Hello. Your box is ready for you. Please follow me to box number 7 on the 3rd floor. Just as Fang Fan and the others walked in, a slender maid with exquisite facial features came out of the auction, and immediately led the way eagerly. The box on the 3rd floor. That seems to be the most prestigious box. There are only a dozen boxes on the 3rd floor, right? Brother Fang Fan, you actually managed to get one. Gisha's eyes widened, and while he was talking, he couldn't help but sucked in a breath of cold air. At this moment, it seemed more or less shocking. At this moment, Fang Fan also seemed a little confused. He doesn't remember any special connection between himself and Tianlan Chamber of Commerce, Swag Chamber of Commerce, and Wuying Chamber of Commerce. Even, it was the first time he had heard the names of these 3 chambers of commerce. Is this because he is a student of Guangming Academy, so he is given special treatment? Is it just possible? He is not the only student of Guangming Academy. He is just the captain of the first-year representative team, and there are several captains of the senior-year representative team. Fang Fan secretly squinted his eyes, looking around with sharp eyes. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3100. I don't seem to have booked a box in advance. Are you making a mistake? Fang Fan was about to start talking. This is unclear, and it seems particularly uncomfortable. In any case, it is very necessary to find out. Mistake. Mr. Fang Fan, you are really humorous. We have confirmed that box number 7 on the 3rd floor is for you. Please hurry over, the auction will start soon. The maid blinked, with a professional smile on her face, said ha, and then made the most standard invitation gesture. Fang Fan pondered for a moment, didn't think much about it, and then strode over directly. Since there are special services, there is no harm in enjoying them, isn't it? Brother Fang Fan, you are hiding too deeply. This auction only has boxes on the 2nd and 3rd floors. The 1st floor is the public area. Among them, the box on the 3rd floor is the most precious. I saw everything just now. There are only 15 rooms on the 3rd floor, that is to say, there are at most 15 boxes. The rooms on the 2nd floor are slightly smaller, about 40 or 50. The location of box number 7 on the 3rd floor shows that you are the 7th distinguished guest in the audience. Oh my God! The first few seem to be demigods. Brother Fang Fan, you are now on an equal footing with those demigods. Brother Fang Fan, you are too strong. Zhuoqiuyao went out for a stroll, and when he came back, he immediately sighed beside him. This is where there is a routine of ranking in a box and a position. What's the benefit of bidding in the box on the 3rd floor? Is there any priority when bidding? Can I get a discount during the auction? Fang Fan shrugged and said casually. Zhuoqiuyao opened his mouth, and immediately shook his head. These are naturally impossible. Some of these requirements stand out. Since there are no privileges, what difference does it make where to bid? Even if I stand in the lobby on the 1st floor to bid, as long as I have enough star cores, they dare not give me the auction item. Fang Fan shrugged, then smiled indifferently. These things are still very clear. For it. Anyway, it's also a status symbol. Brother Fang Fan, this shows that in the hearts of these big chambers of commerce, you are comparable to those demigods. Extraordinary. Gui Shan nodded, and then nodded deeply at the side and said. Fang Fan smiled indifferently, it was all a false name. The reason why he insisted on coming to this auction this time was mainly because of the red sky boots. I now have more than 600,000 high-grade star cores in my hand. It shouldn't be a big problem after the auction. These red sky boots shouldn't fetch too high a price. However, it is so hard to come across such an auction. It would be a pity. If you can take this opportunity to make a fortune. Fang Fan tapped his fingers on the table, thinking to himself, thoughts gradually gathered. What Fang Fan lacks most now is actually the star core. Even though he now has more than 600,000 high-grade star cores in his hand, but this star core is not even enough for a 7-star peak sanctuary level army to be promoted to a higher level. The gap in the star core is still very large.